All right. Ooh, forgot the camera was off. Hey guys, good morning. If anyone's noticed, I got a little crazy yesterday with the razor. My girlfriend was basically yelling at me for not getting a haircut in months, and then I was like, and let's just say it's a work in progress, so don't judge me too much. It's a little ridiculous, I know. What do we got here? Someone got scalped. Pretty much. It's a little ridiculous. Anyway, guys, good morning. Welcome back to the live stream. We were first view the watch list, then we trade the market open. We're doing little changes here to kind of try to start the streams a little bit earlier because sometimes it gets a little bit hectic, and why not take a little bit more time to do some pre-market trading with you guys live and talk about the lead gappers. Today, after all, is Monday. Good time to start something new. October 26th. And it's 9 o'clock, 9:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got plenty of time here, 27 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. And like always, we'll wrap up trading around 11. Check out the SPY, guys. Market's down quite a bit. I was actually just going through some news here, trying to figure out maybe why it's down 3%. But I've been kind of expecting a bit of a sell-off here. We know that 342 was previous support, and we kind of a resistance. We broke out from that area on the SPY, and yeah. Ooh, a DSS, guys, falling off a cliff right now. Interesting. Let me pull up the SPY, and then we'll talk about some of these tickers moving. Coronavirus cases are exploding right now. I think that's probably a bit of the reason the market's down so much. Let's go here. The SPY was creating somewhat of a bull flag. We try to break out of it. We still technically are in a bit of a pullback towards it. It's a pretty strong pullback, but I wouldn't be surprised if we pop back above 345 and had a bit of continuation. We have huge support in this area, so either we're going to have a pop back up, or maybe some sort of one of these big wicked flushes. It's kind of what I'm expecting. It's got to be a bigger move at this point, kind of coming to the end of consolidation. We have big support right below it. I don't expect continuation or any sort of extra long consolidation in this area. I really do think we're going to have a breakout fairly soon from here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. DSS, our lead gapper on the day, or actually, man, I really thought GRIL was going to be our lead gapper on the day. GRIL is also falling off a cliff. I'll show you guys a limit order I had on that one. I literally closed it for a small loss. But yeah, so I mean, haircut though. Thanks guys for the corona. I mean for the haircut compliment. I think it's a little bit hectic myself, but I only had a razor last night after dinner, after the interview. I don't know if you guys watched the interview yet. I was like, kind of had some free time, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll finally do it. DSS, Industrial Specialty Biz USA company, Document Security Systems is what they're called. 4 million float, 22 million market cap. Here you guys can see it a little bit better. The catalyst for me is very, very weak in my eyes. They added 2 new board members. One was the CEO, and I wasn't sure who the other guy was, but it didn't seem like anyone to the point where, it's not like Elon Musk is coming to the board, boom, the stock is up, 100%. So I felt like, the reason the DSS was up 40-50% pre-market, I wasn't really sure how justified it was. It is a gapper though. It's a small cap, 4 million float. I mean, these things, move on basically no news. So at the same time, I wasn't super surprised. I just want to let you guys know, I think DSS is, you just got to be a little careful with this one. I don't think the ticker is going to be, or the catalyst is anything to run home with. But then again, at the same time, you just never know with a lot of these moves. So far we're up pre-market about $82, minus $15 from GRIL. So, 70 around. We're down a little bit on our swing trades, not a little bit. We're actually down quite a decent amount on our swing trades, but cumulatively, 14.3, let's see. We're about down 4% on all of our swing trades right now. So that's not really too bad. Especially when the market's down 1.17% and your swing trades didn't go down that much further. It's okay. We've been kind of around this $1,000 area for a bit. So yeah, a bit bigger of a loss than today. But yeah, DSS so far is really the one that's kind of paying the bills barely. I'm just doing some kind of learning here on this one a little bit. Let's go to the daily chart here and check out what else we got. DSS on the daily, it's a tough one. This thing spikes in many directions all the time. It does have these kind of multi-day runners, but also has these kind of one-day spikes that sometimes hold their highs okay. That's kind of worth considering, just keeping that in mind. I gotta say, like, overall, this ticker, it looks like it has several reverse splits, probably a bunch of dilution here. It's just not a ticker that obviously we're probably going to be trading overnight, I would say. So let's see what we can squeeze out of it today. Maybe there's going to be some momentum on this one, but overall, I don't know. I mean, I think best case scenario is maybe there could be a short squeeze or something like this. I'm not all on board with this one at the moment. So we'll kind of see. I don't want to be too much of a negative Nancy on DSS before the market even opens, but that's kind of, I'm not overly enthused. Honestly, I gotta say, GRIL is really the ticker I was looking at, but it just keeps having these kind of ferocious sell-offs, which is fine. We see that quite a bit pre-market. It's fine. And they're only around 28%, under 30% sell-off. So they're not that bad, right? Even though they look pretty bad. What is for sure is GRIL is trending below VWAP right now, and so far it's just giving back profits. It's not really a place we want to be pre-market. GRIL, I gotta say though, U.S. restaurant company, Muscle Maker Inc. They have some pretty nice hot streaks of news. So today or over the weekend, they came out with Muscle Maker Grill acquires a Manhattan. This is actually right before the market closed on Friday. So let's see, that was right here. So yeah, they popped up on that news a little bit prematurely, actually. So it looks like probably people already knew about the news coming out. And then, the day before, signs agreement, bring ghost kitchens to Miami Beach, Florida. That's a pretty good catalyst to some extent. Ghost kitchens are, a bit more making pop-ups right now in the news. Muscle Maker Grill awards contract for 2 locations on Navy Base. I think that's one of their ghost kitchens, actually. So it's nice. I like this constant news coming out. It looks like it's a little bit of, might be a continuation, something I'd probably look for a little bit more for an overnight if I was interested in that. So yeah, GRIL, I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting to trade right now. Pre-market, it wasn't really that interesting. Starting around 7 o'clock, I don't know, not too many good tradable opportunities on this one. So pause off overall for me. I tried to trade it once in this area where we're having a little bit of consolidation to the downside. It looked like there's some big buyers. I bought into it a little bit, hoping we get a quick move back to VWAP like we had over here. We didn't, and once this thing continued to sell off, I said, you know what? I was looking for that quick move to the upside. We didn't get it, so I sold, took a 1 cent loss a share, which is okay. Lost 15 bucks. But hey, I didn't get stuck in this big sell-off here, so that's why you cut losses quickly. Thanks, Denny's. Yeah, we can pull up LLIT, lit. I gotta say that's kind of funny that we're looking at a ticker LLIT. Chinese medical device company, 14 million float, 110 million market cap roughly. It's always good to check out their website a little bit. They had some offering news earlier this year in February, 1-to-8 reverse split announcement. I'm not crazy about trading reverse splits, but they do seem to have some sort of catalyst going on as well. So I think that makes it a little bit more interesting for possible trade. It also has a little bit of volume coming in as well, which again makes it a possible candidate for some trading. It's not really up today, debatably, because of the reverse split. So we'll see actually how this one ends up opening up. But you got to say, we have nice volume here finally coming in starting around 9 o'clock. So that is good to see something like that. I mean, this move here was 24%, so not really too bad. Once it was trending above the 9 EMA, you can see it started making some nice pullbacks and like a nice breakthrough here, breakout from VWAP, a little quick pullback. This was not a very nice pullback because it actually ended up dipping a little bit harder with pretty big volume. So now it's backwards, back to the downside on this one at the moment. Their homepage does not load for me. It feels extra cold in here because my head feels every breeze. It's very weird. It's very, very unusual. Yeah, good reminder, Stephen Becker. So yeah, I forgot to talk about that. LLIT also has a merger news here. Let's quickly read through it. It doesn't even look like there's any text coming with that headline. So shares are trading higher after the company announced it would merge with Newegg. I don't know if you guys know Newegg. Newegg was back in the day, before Amazon was as big as it is now, I remember ordering a lot of stuff on Newegg. Like, I don't know, a new laptop or something like that. And honestly, still today, you can get some pretty good deals. I think I just spelled Newegg wrong. Newegg. Newegg. We don't eat eggs, we eat eggs. It's not even funny, but I don't know why I think it is. DMC says shave the beard. Maybe I'll just shave everything. I'll just be like a naked mole rat tomorrow. Who came out with this news? That's the real question. So PR Newswire, and 1 hour ago Seeking Alpha picked it up as well. So yeah, guys, this reverse split here, originally I was not really paying attention to it because I just wrote it off as a reverse split, but they're kind of pumping a lot of news here. You got to watch out with a ticker like this, because if they're doing a reverse split and pumping news, oftentimes that means there might be an offering or something like that coming out. So just be a little bit careful. So they're going to be issuing 363 million common shares to Newegg. Yeah, they're going to need to issue these because they don't have them right now. Right now, the outstanding shares is 18 million. It's not even a really good catalyst here. Merger company. ordering a laptop online scares me. How come it scares you so much? I feel like I order quite a lot of my electronics online. Joyce is wondering if anyone's lit now. Probably Michael. Strata Fury. Oh god, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I feel like we have so much time right now. It's so relaxing. Like, go to Vibali, a little bit of naked spa session. Harley says Newegg is still one of the primary places to order parts for building a new rig. If anyone doesn't know, I assume Harley's talking about a new computer setup, desktop. Yeah, I'm not sold on this catalyst. I'm not gonna lie. I think LLIT is something I'm gonna be staying away here from a little bit. So that's my assessment on this ticker, but I'll go ahead and link some of these parts to the watch list, which is in the first pinned comment below if you guys are curious on jumping on or checking out the watch list in the mornings. So a little bit slow here, I gotta say. Pooping this out of the way. Cruiser's getting quiet before the storm. I hope there's going to be a little bit of a storm, a little bit of a green storm here coming. I got GRIL, GRIL still on my second screen. I'm going to be watching this one out of the gates. We have really, really big support around 2, so I want to talk about this area of support just briefly here. You can kind of see that we were stuck in this area for a little bit below 2, had a bit of a rounded bottom, you could almost argue, and once we broke back above 2, we even had a retest here and a continuation. So I would really, really put a lot of emphasis on this $2 zone. It looks like there was a bit of another zone around 2.5. It's also a bit of a key psychological zone. $2, $2.50, those are always key areas. So with GRIL approaching $2, I would probably put a lot of value into that. I mean, that's still a pretty big drop from where we are now. We'd need like about a 10% dip here. So I'm not really sure if that's something we're going to be seeing, but definitely could be. You can see on the 4-hour, we have some bigger support there as well. So we'll see around $2, maybe a break of $2 with sell volume slowing down. That could be a really good accumulation point on GRIL. Otherwise, DSS is, you know, it's a steady ticker here. I'm not a big fan of the long term on DSS, but overall, maybe around 5 or so could be a good little quick trade. But yeah, not super stoked on the catalyst with the 2 new board members. YVR making some actually pretty decent moves here. Let's talk about this one. I was not looking at YVR earlier, so I think we got a little bit to dive in. Oh man, my mouse literally just died. Oh, all right, 1 second, guys. Almost done. Usually I have a second mouse for moments like this, but I put it away after the Portugal trip, and actually I'm not totally sure where it is right now, but I have a USB cable I can charge it with. Okay, my mouse should be back on. Oh, DMC, that's happened to me, man, before. Okay, so back at it here. Good thing that happened before the market opened. Let's talk here about YVR. YVR. Let's learn everything we need to know. It's only Monday and I feel like I'm already going a little crazy here. Maybe it's all the cold air on the side of my head. So Canadian electronic gaming and multimedia company, Liquid Media Group Ltd. 17 million market cap and that 8 million float. $8 million float's quite nice, actually. I'm already a big fan of that. So it looks like on FinViz, we got some news here. Commercializes 4 retro games. Okay, so we got the similar catalyst here with throwback of the environment. All right, I like that catalyst. Gaming industry is massive. The demand for retro games continue worldwide. Amen. I'm still trying to play my Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64. I still think that's like my favorite game. It's just so simple. You don't have to buy anything. There's no in-app installs. You just become Fox and use your reflector shield when somebody shoots a giant cannon at you. It's that simple. All right, let's see. So yeah, I like that catalyst. They're rolling it out on popular platforms like Xbox and Steam. That's good. All right, nice. I also like the that partnership. That's a good catalyst. I like it. Keep an eye out, guys, on this one. YVR looks really interesting. I'm not a big fan that it just had this giant sell-off here. But in hindsight, it's only 11%. It just looks very aggressive. Something like this in the market open would definitely put people on edge a little bit. So YVR, we've traded this one in the past. Looks like we had a little bit of a green day there. We have some bigger support right around 1.8. So keep an eye out for these 1.8 zones, maybe a big sell-off. And then again around 2. So yeah, these are going to be 2 interesting zones I'd be looking for. I think YVR is actually one of the more interesting tickers at the moment. Morning, Corey. Just saw you coming in here. Thanks, Harley, for that update for the community. Good call, Tristan. I think I forgot to say that. It's a really, really good reminder here. When the overall market, like the SPY, is selling off this much, over 1%, or going up, over 1%, a lot of people are focused on mid to large caps. That's also why my swing trade portfolio here is moving a bit more aggressively this pre-market. So just keep an eye out for that, guys. Some large caps might really have a lot of attention. We got another 3 minutes here. I'm going to grab a few things and then I'll be right back, and then we can talk about what our opening trades might be. guys, we got another minute and a half here. Everyone ready to go? Remember, don't forget to change your time of force. I feel like I forget it more than anyone, but if I remember, then might as well remind you guys too. Gotta reduce my speakers here a little bit, or else we're all gonna get a heart attack when the market opens. All right, I got GRIL on my second screen, and I've got YVR on the main screen. I'll be watching this one with you guys. Bigger support around 2, that could be a spot for it. DSS is also another option to be watching, but I'm just not as interested on it at the moment. 550, that'll be an interesting open for sure. It's got some big support right below it as well, so we'll see. Good luck, guys. GRIL trying to pop up here. GRIL with huge support right around $2. I'm not sure if it's going to go down to those areas though. YVR trying to pop higher. SPY down about $1. I mean, 1%. VIX is up 8% today. That's crazy. YVR selling off and GRIL breaking higher here, guys. Keep an eye on these tickers. YVR with that 8 million float looking kind of good. Big buyers around 2. Looks like this area might hold. Got it long 1,000 shares, small position size. Looking for that break at the VWAP. Getting that break here. Taking profits into that break. Nice trade, small size though. About 20 cents a share on a $2 stock. That's well above a home run trade. Unfortunately, I only had $2,000 position size. Fortunately, though, I did get the trade. That was a very quick one. Had to be really quick. Nice Corey on LITT. Thanks, Bren. That was actually a pretty nice one. I'm pretty happy about it myself. I didn't think I got filled, actually. Oh, wow. Big sell-off there. Boom, big push there, under 2. This is actually where I originally wanted to buy it. Be careful, guys. That was a big sell-off. 7%. I'm watching it for now. No new trade. GRIL just had a bit of a flush itself. YVR, I think we entered it around 203 or something like that. It'll pop up on the chart in a little bit. Maybe a little bit better of an entry. I don't know. It happened quite fast. GRIL, that was a pretty wicked wicked dip on that VWAP touch, huh? Markets are recovering a little bit. Dow Jones down more than the NASDAQ, so larger companies are actually taking a bigger hit than your typical tech companies. Scanners not loading at the moment. YVR, guys, possible entry under 2. Ugh, I'm flying blind right now without my watch list working. GRIL looks like it's probably the lead gapper though, based on volume, and up 60% here. So GRIL does probably look the most interesting. Remember GRIL with that US restaurant, multiple catalysts with Muscle Maker Grill opening up in Manhattan. So that's actually sounding pretty good. YVR might be a good secondary play here, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time. This might be a failed red to green. Nice move, GRIL. Just broke past VWAP. Big volume there. Guys, it's looking really interesting. I'm keeping an eye on this one for now on. Got it on my second screen. GRIL needs to break that really key kind of 257 zone. Big question mark here is YVR going to have a break of the 9 EMA? Is this going to be a successful red to green move? Technically, it's right now it's a green candle, so it's looking okay. Nice, wild boy. That's a sweet trade. The YVR is looking really, really solid here. So my entry was at 204 and we sold at 219. That was a really quick trade. Could have been more aggressive with it on that first test of $2, but who knows how I would have traded it. So I don't really regret how I traded it. How's DSS doing? DSS is pretty much not moving. GRIL, I'll throw it up on the chart for anyone that's not looking at this one right now or watching playback. You can see it's a pretty nice little pullback setup here. VWAP is holding pretty nicely, so I should probably be getting a bit more aggressive on it. And then YVR, the other ticker, Canadian Communications, Electronic and Gaming Company. Nice, Houston. Whew, always these little lag issues right now with my current laptop really does stress me out. YVR, look at that, break of 2. This is what I was nervous about, and that's why I wasn't buying into that move for a potential break of VWAP. This is exactly the reason I didn't want to chase it. I still am pretty bullish with YVR though, but right now it's kind of got to shake out probably a few eager beavers or weak hands. GRIL has nicer volume. Yeah, make it nice. Corey's no trades yet. Oh, Corey, I thought you had the lit trade. To be honest, I really thought you were on that one. I'm thinking YVR under $2, closer to like 192, 193 could be really interesting. GRIL, it's tough to say. I'm looking for a 5-minute setup. Technically, we have 9 EMA support right now at 230 on the 5 minutes. That could be an opportunity, but it's not ideal. Ooh, LITT halted down, or LLIT. Yikes, I didn't even know that. My scanners are still not working. Do the scanners take this long to update for you guys, or is it maybe just me because when I'm streaming, my computer is really having a lot of difficulties? YVR. Could be a bounce here. 93 acting as support. 93 might get chipped away. Nope, people are buying into that. Good momentum. Yeah, I was thinking 93 could actually be a bigger support, but then I was like, I don't know, maybe we're going to see this go right into like 89 really quickly. Only down about 8% since the open, so it's not really too bad. Big chance that it's gonna retest $2, but let's see if it dips lower first before that. Yeah, big support down in this area. Possible entry at 91. Entry at 92. Keeping an eye on GRIL. Another fill at 92. Big support here, especially on the daily as well. Still not a full position size. Not sure if we're going to see a move back above 2. That would be ideal. We are in the backside though. Trying to give this one a little bit more time here. It's a little hard to trade this one, I gotta say. It's not popping as hard as I would have wanted it to. Very light mover. Gotta watch out with these tickers because technically we're on the backside of a move right now, right? All right, I'm out of this trade. Wasn't really that great for me. I was looking for that. Yeah, now it does the move to 97. I didn't, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I was kind of thinking, all right, well, at this area, we might flush. YVR, yeah, I don't know. It was a quick one. Had to be quick on that one. We're up 190 on that. So, I don't know. That second trade was a bit of a fumble for me. I was actually hoping we'd move to 97. I was too cautious on it. So it is what it is. Let's keep going here. GRIL just literally fell off a cliff, had huge VWAP resistance, and then dipped 10% in one candle. That was really, really aggressive. It's not every day we have the 1,000+ gapper, but that's what happens with the reverse splits. Dunkin' Brands? Is this Dunkin' Donuts? I'm not actually even sure. I always use limit orders, Fahad. DSS still selling off. But it's good to note that limit orders are basically market orders with a max buy or sell amount, right? So I can still get filled at any price, let's say under my max buy price. So in a way, if I buy into the bid or into the ask, sometimes I get filled into better prices. But I just like knowing that I'm not going to be, causing a flush, or I'm not going to get filled at the price I think I'm going to get filled at. I don't want to be in that situation. Light pullback here on YVR. Guys, remember, this is a backside of the move. So you're dip trading this one at the moment, unless you're trying to accumulate for a bigger run maybe later in the day. But at the moment, I'd be kind of careful how I go about trading YVR. Nice little pop there back to the upside. Pretty slow open so far, but that's what happens when the large caps are running a little bit stronger. My swing trades are down quite a bit today, unfortunately. Yeah, Bitcoin is really, really the interesting one right now. GRIL sold off again. We could maybe talk a little bit more about cryptos today. I feel like we usually don't talk about them too much in after 10:30. YVR is down now a solid 10%, probably at the low from the market open. Not too bad. GRIL just took another big dip. I'm kind of wondering if GRIL is going to dip low too. I feel like that's really what I'm thinking about. Man, I got the most comfortable snowboarding socks on right now. Oh, it's amazing. It's getting a little chilly outside. One sec, let me close the window. It's getting a little chilly but hilly. Whoa! YVR, guys, making a little pop back above the 9 EMA. Can we see a move above 2? Right now it's 9:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So technically we are in that position to see maybe another move back above the 2 and then into the VWAP, kind of potentially holding this open okay, because we're only down 10% from the open. So it's looking like it could be an interesting move here on YVR. What's the temperature? Temperature is giving me shivers. It's right now it's 13, but at night it always drops way more. Usually, yeah, it'll be 8 tonight. or even 7 it says. What's 13 Celsius to Fahrenheit? So it's 55 degrees right now. And then tonight, it's going to be 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Yikes. My window was open. No wonder I was cold. Appreciate it, Michael. Although it was half an accident, if I'm going to be totally honest here. YVR, hopefully some of you guys are getting this accumulation right here. Possible move back above $2. That's what I was waiting for. I'm just going to give it a little bit longer here. Maybe we'll find a second round to enter in on this one. GRIL possibly found support around like 206, 207. Phoenix, Arizona. Heiko was in Phoenix, I feel like not too long ago. Yeah, see that was actually a big part of the accident. I was shaving the sides, not on 0, but halfway through it switched to, I think, like 1, and I took off a whole stripe right here, and I was like, oh, no. And then, well, you can't just have one stripe. So then I just shaved the rest, and then I still got to cut a lot more, actually. It looks a little ridiculous. Thanks, Houston. Probably took like an hour in the bathroom yesterday. Nice move about YVR back above 2. Very solid. Hopefully some of you guys got it. Possible dip entry. Pulling back. I'm going to remove my limit order for now. I want to get a better read on this one. I wanted to move from before. Not this shouldn't be dipping anymore unless it's going to try to flush here, so I'm a little bit nervous. That's why I removed my limit order. It's no longer the original move I was looking for. 195 though is holding this area up, just cracked. Ooh, it's cracking fast. Watch out, guys. $9.51. Maybe we can see closer to 10 o'clock. This thing have quite a nice reversal. It held pretty okay. I like that it held. Gave me confidence. I thought it was going to maybe rip a quicker flush or so. Okay, back at 96, 97. See if we can acquire a little bit before a possible breakout. Possible another entry at 95. Dipping down a bit more here. Just had my last fill on this one. Whoops, looks like I bought in a little bit too early. You know, it's funny because I was just saying that this could be a potential for a flush. It didn't flush right away. Then I was like, okay, well, this is actually kind of a bullish sign. And then I started accumulating, and then I actually ended up buying into the flush. So actually, at least it wasn't too bad. It was a pretty okay dip. I'm not a big fan, though, the fact that it broke a low. That's what's making me a little bit nervous here in hindsight. So I'm watching this one very quickly or very closely. I want to make sure it's not going down much more. Closing this position here, taking my losses. Probably gave back, I don't know, half my profits on that trade. So that was a little bit sloppy on my end, but at least we got out before that last tick to the downside besides the last 300 shares, but it is what it is. So I have to think now, how, we got to be a little bit patient here. Don't want to jump in a trade right away again, make another mistake. So just want to be a little bit cautious here on how we kind of go about this from now on. Closing out the rest of that trade, taking my losses. Just watching this ticker here. Just watching. I thought we were going to have a reversal on it, but we did not. Slowing down a lot on this one. Let's check out the other lead gappers here. I'll put this one on my second screen. TRX kind of popping up there. So really it seems like a few tickers, yeah, small caps really aren't doing too much today. I mean, our lead gapper here, LLIT with the reverse split, has only $85 million in dollar volume so far, which is very, very light at this point in time. So it's a little bit disappointing. Just gave back some profits on YVR, I don't know, like 150 bucks or so. Not seeing as much momentum in this one. I thought we were going to have a higher low. So that was a little bit my fault. I was kind of buying in anticipation as opposed to buying a move that has already been underway. So totally fine. Honest mistake there, I suppose. Eric, I feel you, man. Hey, AJ, yeah, probably right. Who knows? Oh God, Ben, I'm so sorry. You discovered Wall Street bets. It's a dangerous place. GRIL, guys, could be finding some big support here, trying to pop up from the lows. Already made a little bit of a 3% hike. Thanks, Herrera. I could use all the support after my little bathroom experience. Nice GRIL popping here. Remember, guys, we always want to be looking for tickers that this one, GRIL, only sold off about 8% from pre-market, so that's actually not a bad amount. This thing could really start curling up, being a ticker that breaks higher after 10. So I'm trying to keep my eyes open for those possibilities. YVR, it's still selling off here. We cut our losses at 188 with our entry at 194. So that was a bit of a bigger loser, actually. A bit unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes. GRIL, which is our lead gapper on the day, really getting some momentum here. It looks pretty good. Remember, this one has that 5 million float, so it has that spike ability for sure, hands down. U.S. restaurant company with actually very credible business. So I really like watching this one. I think it could have that rebound potential. It's a bit weirder to trade. In the order book, I noticed that this one kind of overlaps itself. It's a bit weird how it trades. I'm not totally sure why. It's a big kind of order book. I noticed that this one kind of overlaps itself. It's a bit weird how it trades. I'm not totally sure why. It's a bit kind of in that glitchy mode, but Maybe it's cleaned up. Pre-market, it was a bit weird though. GOVX. I see it. It's definitely got a nice volume. License agreement, support NIH to support coronavirus vaccine development with NIH. The National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, part of the NIH, National Institute of Health. That's a pretty good partnership. I like that kind of partnership news, but this thing's halting on the way down. That's pretty ferocious. Long-term stock price as well, not looking like something you want to jump onto too much. YVR still selling off. It's constantly trying to bounce back though. You got to give it to it. It's been a huge move to the downside on this ticker. It's 23%, which actually isn't that much, but it was only up like 50% pre-market, so it's actually quite a huge move. Hopefully you got that all right, Eric. All fine, James. What's it up to, WWR? Did it find some support around 450 finally? Cost of DSS shorts? It depends on how much your broker charges for margin. GRIL making a nice move here. Could be worth paying attention to, guys. Volume's picking up on GRIL. I like what I'm seeing. YVR is actually kind of selling off nicely, looking for a possible one last entry in this as we maybe approach 170s. A little hard to say though at the moment. GRIL is looking a little bit sweeter at the current price. Strong mover here for sure. Possible entry on YVR around 183, small size, and then maybe we'll kind of accumulate a little bit more. Okay, we are long YVR. Small position though. GRIL, keep an eye on this one, guys. $2,000 shares long at 183 on YVR. Bit of a flush here on GRIL. And this is GRIL. It just keeps flushing every time it starts approaching some bigger resistance. That's what's made me a little bit shaky on this ticker overall. Let's look at DKNG later today for sure. SNAX popping up. I'm long YVR at 183, guys. Just a little heads up to my second screen. I want an entry on GRIL though, so I'm kind of focused on this one. Yeah, Bob, feel you on that. James, this is not what I want to hear. How is this ticker even doing? I feel like I haven't looked at it in quite some time. Oh yeah, big sell-offs there. Guys, be careful with a reverse split kind of ticker like this. I'm really not a big fan of trading them. They tend to start flying in all sorts of directions, usually to the downside. GRIL, nice move there. Fortunately, YVR has fallen off the radar a little bit. It's only gapping up 10%, so it's not nearly as interesting as it was before, which is a bit unfortunate, I gotta say. GRIL is still definitely the lead gapper. Besides maybe, you know, talking about LLIT, but I just don't like everything kind of surrounding it. GRIL finding support here. Chipping away 360. Small size entry. Looking for that break of 2.4. Bit of a breakout trade here. Not one more share size at 230. Was looking for that break of 220, 2.4. Still long. That was kind of a high price for an entry. Not super proud of myself on that one. Some accumulation at 228. Just got another fill here. GRIL is definitely a little bit weak here in this zone. Looking for that break of 2.4. I like overall the volumes increasing on this one. $230 trying to get chipped away here. Possible move above 235. Needs to break that 230. One last attempt. It's going for it. It's too slow for me. I'm going to cut my losses here. Or actually, I was up a little bit on this one. Barely. All right, I'm out of that trade. If it rips, guys, and you're still holding it, congrats, man. I chickened out. It's kind of unfortunate. Looks like it's going to try here. 235. Boom! Yeah, it goes for it. Congrats to anyone that took that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I scratched on out of there. I usually only give a stock 2 attempts. Looks like the third attempt was the charm on GRIL. Congrats to anyone that nailed that one. I did not. Unfortunate. It wasn't a really hot day. So if the day's not super hot, then I'm not going to be overly aggressive on some of the setups. And to me, that would have been more of an aggressive kind of move overall. So that's why I was a little bit... Actually, my entry was extremely aggressive now that I think about it. So that was not a really good trade, the way I kind of handled that one. So hopefully you guys all learned, don't chase into it too much, because I think I chased into this one, which gave me a bad risk reward. I was worried about a flush because the day's been weak and the GRIL has flushed last time at mid resistance. So I wasn't trying to hold it too long. I'm still in YVR as well. Nice, Corey. Man, the volume here, guys, today on the small cap world is really a bit of a disappointment. DSS trying to make a move back above 5.5. I'm a little bit worried with DSS, the way it was trading earlier, and then just the overall catalyst made me so unenthused about this ticker. GOVX is still a bit of a weird one as well. Take a look at YVR. It's kind of popping up again. Now it's up around 11%. Mike. Big question on YVR is, can we go back above the 190? That's really what I've been waiting for. I'm not really thinking that this is going to move more than like 7%. Even then, that's kind of a big move. So I don't know, maybe somewhere above 190, we could maybe see this thing move. It's a little bit hard to say what's going to happen on this ticker. So if we have a break 190, I wouldn't mind taking some profits. DNKN. Just going through different tickers here and seeing what we can find. YVR just pulled back to the 9 EMA. Either this is a great setup here for continuation, or this is just met its resistance. So I'm not totally sure. Let's see. I might get out of the trade depending on how hard this pullback is. Electro, actually, the moves really aren't that small. I mean, today's a bit of a slower day, that's for sure. But, some of these moves are like, 4, 5, 6, 7% on a slow day in 1 to 2 minutes. That's okay. It's not great volatility, obviously, but 7%, I mean, that's something that an investor is looking for the whole year. They'd be pretty happy with that. So then you times that by, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000 position size. $5,000 position size. And that's how we've been getting away with about 500 on a lot of these days lately, plus profit. YVR, man, it's a struggling ticker for sure. It's not the most interesting one at this point. Tax is always there. I mean, I don't know what you guys want me to say about it. That's why almost half of our trading is in our Roth IRA account, right? Which you avoid taxes. It's a tax savings vehicle. So yeah, I mean, taxes are definitely there for sure. Possible exit on YVR. Closed on YVR just now. I don't know if the switch happened quick enough. Sold at 189. We are accumulating down here around 183. So this was actually a pretty decent trade. Pretty much made back our losses from this bigger dip right here. So that's kind of unfortunate that's all that happened here. Around 3% trade, not really the biggest move on that one, but I like the overall support we were seeing around the low 180s. That was a big reason for the accumulation. I was hoping YVR would pop above 1.9 a little bit quicker. I still think it might, but I would rather take my profits in this zone than be stuck in a move to 190 than it flushes back down to 183. So that's why I kind of closed out this position. Could still keep moving. You just don't know, but such a weak day here today that I'm not going to take any unnecessary chances. Let's check out SELB. Actually, I really should have been a little bit more focused on SELB. I wasn't really looking at it because the overall volume on was so light. But this thing kind of came out with looks like it came out with some news here. Shares are trading higher after director Timothy Springer significantly increased his stake in the company. So insider buying is usually a good sign. So that's nice. It looks like it has 107 million shares outstanding. That's a pretty big number for a small cap. Then again, it's a $384 million company, so it's kind of getting close to the mid cap zone in my eyes. Boom, YVR just did exactly what I was saying. It didn't break that 190 and then it flushed back down to 185. That's exactly what I was nervous about. So that's why I took profits at 189. Okay, so SELB so far, pretty good move here. Decent volume on the day. Doesn't look like there's too much dilution going on. So I actually really like that. Yeah, this one actually had some pretty sweet moves. It broke above VWAP, had a super healthy pullback, and then 1, 2, 3 candles later, that was a 6% move. This would have been perfect. I was not watching SELB out of the gates though, so shame on me for not being a little bit more vigilant there. GOVX, yeah, I don't know. I just find this one very messy to trade, and I don't know, maybe it found a bottom here at 3.5. Technically is a double bottom zone, so it could be an interesting kind of dip in this area. MRIN, that one's moved. That one's always kind of popping up on our radar. Sometimes I don't like to trade stocks after I've seen them several times already because I feel like they're just waiting for that offering news. I've been stuck in some offerings and it's I don't know. Once you get stuck in an offering, you start trying to like avoid tickers that can get you in an offering, and I feel like MRIN could be one of those. Definitely a lot of dilution in this ticker. I don't remember the catalyst on this one. Let's see here. Q3 financial results came out. So, you know, quarterly results typically really let the company shine. Are good catalysts for a small cap when they're good, right? It is holding this area okay. These pullbacks are just very ferocious. That's always what makes me not want to hold these tickers overnight, because you know, if you invest, let's say $100,000 and then the company goes down 60%, I mean, that is just that's tough. Yeah, you have these huge upside potentials, but it's very uncalculated. It's a bit of a guessing game, I feel like, at that point. So it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. MRIN, we had some nice momentum coming in here for a few moments. I would have tried to trade maybe a move like this to the upside. It had really quick momentum. I think if and when this thing breaks above 3.8, there could be one or two good trades in that. I don't know. In terms of swing trading it, I'm not too interested at the moment. Ooh, YVR, guys. This could be another good trade. It just broke 180 for the first time. ICAGY. I actually don't know that one. Whoa, 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 guys. MRIN just broke that 3.8 zone. ICAGY. It's not on FinViz, unfortunately. GRIL popping higher here. This is actually looking kind of interesting. This is still the lead gapper in my eyes in terms of something you'd actually want to trade. It does constantly have those flushes, though, when it hits resistance. That's the big kind of red flag on this ticker. TTNP. Well, I haven't looked at that ticker in a long time. I don't know. It could be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's a slow Monday, so for sure, Corey, I feel you on that one. GRIL, guys, not a bad little move here. Maybe we will get some action here. I'm going to give it another 8 minutes or so. Typically, GRIL on a break of VWAP like that is a huge buy indicator for me, but just because this one's had so much problems in the past, that's what made it. That's what made me hesitate. Look at that, 3.5 though is huge resistance, and right now it's chipping through with like nothing. This is a good sign, guys, on GRIL. Keep an eye on this one. TTNP, 16 cents. I usually don't trade sub dollars, so that's what would keep me away from it. I don't know, it could be a good investment, but I have no idea about the company. I would have to look further into it. But for day trading, I wouldn't touch it at the moment. Wow, look at that. I was really thinking, is this going to be a 9 EMA pullback? Wow, good for GRIL. I was not expecting this move on it at all. But you know, after it held that flush and quickly recovered, should have been a bit more of a sign that, you know, something like this was going to be in the possible books. Ooh, just those moves to the downside though. Yeah, where did that push come from MRIN, guys? Really nice. Broke out, got halted. Michael's right. It's going to resume at 25. Thanks for that reminder, man. MRIN, this should be a really interesting open at 25. We could leave it open on the main screen. I'm watching GRIL on the second screen at the moment. Maybe could be a good entry coming up. I would maybe let it consolidate a little bit more. Try to find a 5-minute setup on this one. Holds over at 25.57, I would assume. Mike says, I hate GRIL with a passion. Oh, we all have those stickers. It's a pretty nasty one, though. Just don't want to get stuck in a bad move. GRIL looks like it's getting set up for that possible flush. So GRIL is going down. MRIN is ripping higher here, 415. Let's see if it continues. Otherwise, maybe around 383 something could be a good entry. Nice move there, 27%. MRIN, this is really impressive. I was not expecting this ticker to fly right now. All right, Eric, man, take care, man. Have you dropped by? DMC, are you long on that halt? There's some interesting possible setups right now. We got GRIL with that possible pullback zone. I'm a little bit weary on this ticker overall. And then MRIN with this, you know, is it going to pull back to 3.8? Is it going to keep ripping here? Is it going to get halted again on the way to the upside? I don't know. It's hard to say. GRIL, yeah, didn't make it. Possibly now moving to the downside. There's a kind of a big spread on MRIN right now. This news just came out. Oh, it's a halt news, sorry. Nice, hey, AJ. MRIN actually looks pretty solid in this area. I gotta give it to it. It looks very healthy. I'd be a little bit nervous if it's going to break the actual candle of the day before. That's always something that I don't like to be trading a candle that's there's an engulfing candle right behind it. That's always making me a little bit nervous. It really limits the upside a little bit, but you know, you could even argue the upside's at least 470 maybe. So let's see if it breaks out from here. This was a pretty solid pullback if it does break out. Just kind of walking through this one a little bit. I'm not trading it. 6%, 7% moves are really, really nice though. Nice, DMC. Really, really sweet. Yeah, Constantine, I put him there. I use the middle button in my mouse, the wheel, and then you can have this kind of drawing area. It's called the price level, and then you just double click it on the screen, and then it pops up there. And then if I'm not using the price level, I always use the trend line, which doubles as a measuring tool, which is kind of nice. GRIL, guys, watch out. 5 minute, there's a lot of downside move on the potential on that one. I would probably argue all the way to like 235. So be a little bit careful with GRIL. MRIN, I think, is actually looking the most interesting in this area. It really depends. Are we going to hold this 9 EMA pullback? If so, there could be another at least 50 cents a share upside swing here. I think that's what's making this one quite compelling in these zones. Yeah, looks good, looks good. Boom. Sweet move there. Hopefully someone got that entry. I don't know if I'd be taking profits right now or if I'd be looking for a break above 4.2. GRIL pulling up as well. MRIN is extremely tempting. I thought I was done with trading already, to be honest, but I should have broke that. I should have bought the break of 4. That was just about perfect. I was a little bit nervous it might get halted, but not so much at the same time. This should break 420. I would almost be surprised if it didn't break 420. I'm watching this one closely. It's definitely having issues though. I definitely would have taken profits. I'm such a scaredy cat when it comes to these kind of flyers. They just move so quickly, and I would have been probably already super stoked with that 5%, you know, really, really good move to the upside. I don't know how much of that I would have walked away with, but that's probably where I would have took my trade. Here we go, break of 420. Can we see it? Oh man. GRIL is trying as well here. Both these tickers are extremely tempting. I think there's going to be at least somewhat of a breakout, even if it's a fake out, but I don't know. GRIL, I really don't think I can get long this one. It's done so many of those fake out, breakout moves to the upside with those long wicks. Just did another one, putting me super on edge. MRIN just had that break of 420. Oh. Ooh, GRIL down so much. 12% in 2 candles, GRIL to the downside. All right, so pretty cool moves there on MRIN and GRIL. Both of these would have been possible trades. You just would have had to really be quick taking profits. Otherwise, they technically would have worked out on the bigger 9 EMA pullbacks. But yeah, I mean, it's a weekday. On a weekday, especially on a Monday, or a Friday, you don't want to push it, right? You don't want to push your luck and go pedal to the metal when the overall market's a little bit weak. Not to mention large caps are selling off over 1%. So it really seems those tickers are the ones taking center stage right now. Overall, we're going to be wrapping up the day pretty okay. DSS we're up $80 and YVR we're up 170. So we're kind of close to the, I don't know, $250 on the day. Nothing really too crazy, but, it's a solid green day. Unfortunately, our swing trades are down quite a bit. We're down $1.8 thousand on our swing trades. This is actually some of the more swing trades we've been holding. I think we have 9 swing trades. We're long 9 trades right now. So yeah, 9 trades with I think like 30 something thousand dollars, like $32,000. And we're down a total of $1.8 thousand on the swing trades. So let's go through, talk about the swing trades a little bit, and then I'll kind of keep going from there. Maybe we'll look at some other catalysts that are worth kind of talking about. So let's go here to the 4 hour. Let's close the day trades, open the swing trades. And actually, before we get started on talking about swing trades, I'm just going to do a quick restroom break and then get a coffee. Why does this not go down here a little bit? There it goes. Okay, all accounts, good. Oh man, I just looked at the video and I was like, who is that? And I realized it was me. That is a weird haircut. Okay, so where do here we go. All right, I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Wait, before we get started, guys, have you already hit that like button for the day? I really do appreciate all the likes, guys. It means a lot. It's always an easy way to support the channel. And if you're totally new here, guys, and you're enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe. We come out with a recap video every day, and or after every trading day. And sometimes now in the mornings, we do a little bit of a swing trade recap as well. So looking for some swing trades. And I don't know if you guys saw that interview that we did over the weekend with a ghost kitchen company. That's kind of interesting. I was going to kind of edit it up a little bit, but then I was like, you know what? We always do everything extremely raw on this channel, so let me just upload it, and I timestamp the heck out of it for you guys. So if you want to skip around a little bit, hopefully that helps. The final countdown says, of course. Nice. Thanks, Cruiser. Slow but steady, man. GRIL kind of popping up here again. Okay, so let's review some of the swing caps now here. Bren, it is the company. Hold on, I don't want to pronounce their company wrong. I just want to quickly look at it again so I don't forget. Cordia. A few times, I think I even said Cardano because of the crypto, and I was like, oh god, no, it's not. I think I even said it in the interview once. But Cordia Kitchens, ticker symbol CORG. It's actually a fun fact here. It's a OTC. So you got to be a little bit careful, guys. Keep that in mind. OTC right here. I uploaded it right before we went live with the live stream, or like an hour before the live stream. So yeah, definitely an interesting to have a talk with the CEO a little bit. I thought I thought many things when I first looked at that company, but it could be a little bit more interesting than I originally thought. We can always make another video or talk about it a little bit later, but for now, let's actually review the active swing trades and then kind of go from there. GE, like we were talking about, I was waiting for this for a move to $8. I don't know if we're going to break $8. To me, $8 is like really the big question mark. So far, we had like a really nice upwards trend here. I would really like this trend to continue, obviously, because I'm long it. But overall, we're kind of long. We were up 20%. Now we're up a little bit less, around 14%. So I would really like to see a break of $8. I'm not sure if we're going to see it, but that's what I'm waiting for. I'm totally fine with holding this one a little bit longer. It might have a bigger pullback though. So taking profits in the $8 zone probably would have not been a bad idea, setting some limit orders up in place. And I talk about that quite a bit. For now, I'm going to keep holding this one, and then I'm going to, kind of watch the price action. RSI, I don't typically talk about the RSI. I don't really much care for it for day trading, but for swing trading, it can be useful. Because swing trading, you kind of identify larger trends, right? And the RSI does identify when larger trends are overextended. And usually on the third tap to the upside on the RSI, especially with 3 new highs, that sometimes is a big indicator that we are overextended a little bit to the upside. I also don't really mind holding GE for 1 to 2 months because it's in our long-term IRA account. So I am totally fine with, holding on to this one on a bigger pullback. So at the moment, I don't think I'm going to sell here. I'm going to keep on holding it. Thanks, Harley. Why, Bren? Why is that a bummer? So RKT, rocket companies, I oftentimes get it mixed up with RXT. You guys know that. Rackspace, which I feel like Rackspace should be RKT, and Rocket should be RXT. I don't know. Anyway, RKT, rocket companies, Quicken Loans, all that fun stuff, was accumulating down here when we broke under $20. So long around 4,000 position on this one, $4,000. Looking for a move back into the 22s. I actually already have a limit order on this one. Like I said, I probably should have done on GE around $8. But for now, we're kind of holding this area. DKNG, started accumulating this one at 43, I think is roughly my average. Right now we're at 41.18. I am looking for this thing to crack above 45. I really like the general support on this one. This is where it had that original breakout from this rounded bottom kind of cup and handle pattern. So I really like this general support area. I do think we could maybe see a move back above 45 and maybe even back to 50. This is a hot ticker, a lot of good catalysts. I think it's a little bit overextended. So just, was taking some profits in the short term, but I would like to see this one kind of continue from here. XPAV, I just have a limit order out for this one, but I'm not currently long. ADT, You know, I'm so happy that ADT found some support here. I was already like, oh my god, are we gonna have to close this position on break of 7? I probably would have cried a little bit. I do think this one's still overextended. I'm waiting for now a move back above 8. You know, our average is at 8.57. That's $1.50 higher. It's not pretty. I don't know what's going to happen with this ticker. I'm really hoping maybe there's going to be a big catalyst that comes out to spike this one to the upside. If it does, I'd be taking profits on that move. But right now, it's not really too interesting. But I do think this thing is near huge support. So I do think maybe we've tested the bottoms enough, and maybe it's going to have that reversal to the upside. I don't know. I might have to close this one as a red trade, which is a little bit unfortunate. HYLN, you know, I should have paid Kramer a little bit more attention here. He said, you know, around 20, he'd be a little bit more interested in this company. I bought one quick dip here at 26, and I sold this one for a nice little gain, $4 a share roughly to 30. This was nice. Again, I thought, okay, 25, we'll see if this one can bounce here. It didn't, so I did a small position size, and then I did again another position size closer to 22. So I think my average is around 23. I did another share size here at around 21.10. So I have a pretty decent full position size on this one. I'm down $600 on it with an average price of 24.13. Yeah, so we'll see. HYLN is an EV kind of trucking company, so we'll see what happens. Recent SPAC as well. I would really like to see a move back above 25, obviously, but you know, 25 is going to be the big resistance zone because 25 was where we cracked here, nice breakout, big volume, and then we pulled back, and then we had that big move to the upside, 120%. Right now, we're on the back side of the move, right? You always want to be aware: are you on the back side of the move, or are you on the front side of the play, right? HYLN is unfortunately on the backside, and that's why I was kind of conservative with my entries, and that's why I took profits here, because I understood we're not in a reversal yet. So I was trying to catch the bottom here, and it looks like I caught a little bit of a falling knife, so I'm down on this one. I don't know. I feel fairly comfortable holding it in these 20 zones. I don't know how much lower it's going to go. Maybe it's going to break 20. I probably won't sell on the break, but you know, if the pop back to the upside is weak, then I'll probably be taking profit. I mean, closing for a loss. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. At this pace, I'm already, you know, kind of writing this ticker off, but I'm going to see how much we can kind of salvage on it. So far, I don't really see any new reason I would sell the ticker. I think it's just price action going down. Our RXT rack space, I really like the support here at 1655. I could honestly even see myself buying more in this area. We'll see. I would like to see this have a move above 17 fairly soon, but I think this range between 16 and 17 is massive support. We also had, after the IPO, or was this a SPAC? I don't even remember. I think this was an IPO. Yeah, Rackspace. Wait, I couldn't say 100% right now. Anyway, we had a bit of a rounded bottom here with 1620, 1630 being the big resistance zone. And once we broke back above that, the rounded bottom had a nice continuation to the upside with a quick pullback here. So I think this 1630 zone is huge support. So I would like to keep holding this one and see if we can have a reversal from here. I feel like this is overall a decent trade. Unfortunately, a lot of the swing trades we have right now aren't your typical momentum swing trades, right? They're kind of like the momentum is gone a little bit, and we're kind of coming back to some previous key zones and kind of buying support line bounces, right? It's actually one of my best patterns. It's just they sometimes take a little bit longer to come to fruition, and sometimes you do end up catching a falling knife, so you do have to close these positions at one point if they're no longer going your way. So far, I haven't really seen any trade that's like super against me besides maybe ADT, but yeah, actually LMD is actually, I think, my worst one. We'll talk about that one next. Actually, when was this? This was 8.7. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go on to LMND. This is actually a really unfortunate one. I really jumped the gun looking back at LMND. Started accumulating at 58.7, then bought more at 57.67, then bought more at 51 a little bit to get a full position size. I think this is going to be a red trade pretty much no matter what. I don't want to sell into a flush, so I'm going to wait for maybe some move back above the 9 EMA, maybe a retest of this 180 simple moving average. I don't know. I think this is going to be a red trade no matter what, but let's see if we can salvage a little bit on that one. IPOB, the social cap SPAC company. I'm looking for this one. This is the Glass store, I believe. Anyway, IPOB, I don't have a limit order out for this one yet. I'm waiting for these kind of bigger pullbacks to around $16, $17, somewhere in this area where the 180-day moving average is coming in. I'm not really sure if this thing's going to sell off much more. The sell volume on this one's really, really light, but I've been kind of front running a few of these moves. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to wait a little bit longer for IPOB. Maybe it's going to have a little bit more of a dip, but I don't know. It's really kind of slowing down here. I have an alert if we break under 18. If we do pre-market break under 18, I might just accumulate and then, you know, look hopefully for a reversal there, kind of a bounce. So we'll see what we get. KCAC, we're long this one as well. Right now the 13 kind of 50 is acting as support before 1450. I don't know, we'll see on this one. It's been kind of continuous selling off here. This is with Quantum Space. Kensington Capital acquisition with QuantumScape, not Space. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking for that move, obviously above. I would really actually expect a larger trend reversal on KCAC. So that's really what I'm waiting for. I'm trying to be patient on this ticker. Unfortunately, you know, it is selling off, and I don't like the fact that if we break that 1350, you know, who knows how low this is going to go. That's making me a little bit on edge with KCAC for sure. So yeah, the extremely volatile SPAC market is definitely something you have to kind of be ready for. Totally fine, and that's why I was on a lot of these SPACs. I was very conservative on the entries. I was really waiting for, you know, bigger support, just like HCAC. We have a lot more support right around 10. I was really conservative, waiting for that kind of 10.5 zone, that kind of halfway point. Looking for a move back above this one. This one doesn't actually have the best, I would probably say, reward, but it doesn't have the worst risk. So it's just a bit of a slow mover, HCAC. And then Jets, our airline ETF we've been waiting for, finally has a little bit of a pullback here, but I gotta say this could be a bit of a trend reversal. Since the first time since March, we're actually above the 180-day moving average. This was a bit of a descending triangle here a little bit, almost kind of like a bear flag actually. Anyway, we're above this area and we're kind of finding some support on this 9 EMA. Big question, you know, are we gonna have a continuation right now? There's been a lot of news on this kind of third wave, and really bad. You know, Europe right now is kind of going through another lockdown, really bad numbers here. America's just consistently getting worse with the corona cases. So I think this might affect the airlines again. I'm waiting for a bigger pullback on airlines, and then I would like to get long, but we'll see what happens. Also, this has kind of been in the news a lot. Regarding the coronavirus, the lower you set expectations, the less you will disappoint. Yesterday, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows told CNN, "We are not going to control the pandemic and should instead focus on what we can control." I mean, it's a totally valid thing. It's a really opening a front for specifically Democrats to really kind of open the punching bags, because, you know, what do you mean you don't want to control the pandemic? So it just seems a little bit like not like maybe the best thing to say. Although, you know, at the same time, you know, focusing on what you can control, like vaccines and therapeutics, is like, yeah, of course, you always want to be focusing on what you can control, right? Every day when we're trading the market open, we're not, you know, crying because there's no lead gapper that we like, right? We just, you know, that's not what we can control. What we can control is looking for those good setups, being patient, getting aggressive when the good setups come up. So it's like, it's not a bad statement, but it just seems like a statement that just opens to so much attack. Anyway, this kind of came out when, you know, cases are hitting record highs. So I think that's why the market's down a little bit here. Yeah, Aaron says they open their mouths too much, and I pretty much kind of agree at this point. Like that's pretty much what this whole entire situation just feels like. What's up, Robbie? We doing good? Nothing like a coffee, Cruiser. Yesterday, authorities in El Paso, Texas asked residents to stay home for a couple of weeks following a 300% increase in hospitalizations. That's really the dangerous part. Once the hospitals are overcrowded, right? Yeah, it's not really nice. And I'm just in the middle of planning my trip to the States. It's like, oh, I was really hoping that, this third wave wouldn't be as bad, but governments are hoping to avoid blanket shutdowns as their own second wave spirals. In Europe, where cases have more than doubled in the last 10 days, Italy is requiring bars and restaurants to close early beginning today. Its most intense restrictions since lifting lockdowns this spring. Spain has a new curfew. Restrict regional travel. Britain lockdowns in Britain. Yeah. Thanks for that answer, Lance. Yep, Robbie, around 250. I don't know. I don't know, Robbie. Like, I obviously am looking forward to going to the States, but it's a bit of a sticky situation for sure. So I'm not fully decided yet. You guys will obviously know once I do. Yeah, for sure, Harley. That's really the critical number. INTC, Intel Corp, guys, is really just really falling off a cliff lately. I think the earnings made everyone's predictions, or everyone was feeling kind of like Intel was dropping the ball a little bit, but for some reason their stock price wasn't reflecting that, and it had a 20% bounce off the lows here. And this is the part you guys remember, if you guys were here long enough in July, after this big sell-off, I was like, okay, I'm ready to buy INTC, but I want to wait till we hit 45. So we never went to these areas. Now we're at 46.67. Finally new lows. Now I'm like, okay, well, let's see how far this one's actually going to go down, because bad earnings came out. And yeah, and I don't know. We have a lot of these gaming systems switching to AMD. You have Apple doing its own thing now. So I don't know. Intel's dropping on a lot of fronts, and I'm a little bit skeptical on going long Intel Corp, unless the prices are just generally really, really good, right? It's a good opportunity. At least you get a nice little 2.24% dividend yield. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's been a big run for Intel. This is the first time it looks like it's struggling a little bit more around the 180-day moving average, because typically, it hits this and it bounces up fairly quickly again. Here we were kind of stuck below it quite a while, but we had that big bounce and now we crashed even lower. So it's kind of like, we have a, I don't know, something in this area where you have a big bounce and then you actually end up crashing lower. So it's not a really good sign for Intel Corp at the moment. Nate's saying, but Alex still gonna get an Intel laptop. Yeah, actually, that's totally true. Still, the Intels have some of the better setups. A lot of the larger brands are still using Intel on their best models. Electronics, the laptop I'm looking at, also on their better model has the Intel. Also, I'm looking for a laptop with ideally Thunderbolt. That only is with Intel at the moment, not AMD. So Intel on the current setups on some of the laptops is still a good option. It's not really that Intel's a bad option. It's just like AMD has caught up significantly, and now a lot of their stuff is better, right? So now in the next 1 to 2 years, when these laptop companies are going to be deciding what they want to put into like their kind of legacy platforms, more or less, their main laptops like Asus with ZenBook or something, then they're going to be switching to AMD, and that's when you're really going to start feeling it in the market overall. Let's see that shirt. This shirt's pretty ridiculous. I got it at a flea market, and I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like old man, not even Hawaiian. Actually, it feels a little Hawaiian, but it's really thick. And since it's cold, it's like a really thick, I don't think it's a fleece. I don't even know what material this is. It feels amazing though. It's a little weird looking though. Michael, it says I need a blue rat. Soon. We'll get you set up. Sounds that I can copy and paste it. I saw a question in the chat about the setup. Check out the video description below, guys. There's a whole entire FAQ section, and one of the questions is, how can I get your TD Ameritrade layout? Can I import it? And yes, there are importing links. Let's check out DSS. This is actually one of the lead gappers today. I was not really super enthused about this company, but it looks like it's trying to make an attempt here back above VWAP. Actually, this is a pretty sweet pullback. That looked pretty solid. A 3% move from there. I like what I'm seeing. This could have a good continuation. Definitely a good call out there. What's your favorite economic indicator, Dallas? Oh wow! I just noticed the time. It looks like it's already past 11. Yeah, Michael B fan club. I'll shoot you another email, but everything's looking good. Probably tomorrow. And if you're not in the Discord yet, join the Discord and shoot me a PM. I'm not sure if you're in there yet. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was a pretty mellow trading day, but sometimes, a nice little mellow start to the week is always a good thing. Unfortunately, our swings are all down, but our day trades are up nicely today. So that was a really, really solid kind of way to start the day or start the week. I mean, nothing really too crazy, and the swing trades really are dipping hard. It's just one of those sessions where, you just kind of have to bite the bullet a little bit, wait for the reversal, wait for a spike back to the upside. I mean, we're long now, like over $30,000 in swing trades. So, any little 1% swing in any direction is going to have a bigger effect on the account. Having trouble finding me in the Discord. Having trouble finding me? I'm like in every chat. How are you having troubles finding me? 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 How are you having trou Good idea, Bren. Yeah, type at Alex and it will pop up. But yeah, first you got to get in the Discord, right? James is wondering if I got the belt buckle that came with the shirt. Well, no, I did not, unfortunately. We'll get that. We'll get it eventually. Rodeo shirt, a little bit. Wait, now I gotta look at this one. Again, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions in the Discord. I'm always chilling in there as well. All right, take care, Abdul. And take care, everyone else. I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning in the recap video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Bren, that's so bad. Probably right. Take care, guys.